What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making their debut on the channel tonight. Hope I don't butcher this. We have Ambondrona. Yes, indeed. How about that? Ambondrona making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Camille Andrea, and Camille wanted to see me react to this. It is Ambondrona, and I hope I don't butcher this, with a tune entitled Tsy Adala Aho. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We had a little bit of a problem with this one. The original link that Camille gave me, unfortunately, that video is no longer available. I don't know if it was taken down or if the channel doesn't. I'm sure the channel exists because it was on Ambondrona's official channel, but for whatever reason, that video is no longer available. So I did a search for the song, and I have a studio recording apparently of the song. So we're gonna go with that. I think that's a pretty safe bet. But the strange thing is, it's not on their official channel. This was posted by Nudity Records. I guess that's their record label. And the song has 15,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Tsy Adala Aho. I hope that's how you pronounce it. Ambondrona. There you go. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Adala Aho, liw nandyan tutiway kwentolinitan naifitiavako talo sawibilinao Adala Aho, liw nandyan tutiway kwentolinitan naifitiavako talo.
The drums, that's a drum machine. That is absolutely a drum machine. You can tell it's very digital sounding. It's just screams digital. This. Okay, so the drums, like I said, the drums scream digital. You can tell that's a drum machine. Everything else, it sounds organic. Like the guitar sounds organic. The keyboards sound organic. But it's very high end. Like it's very treble. The song lacks warmth, which is funny because you got that acoustic guitar going. You would think you would want to get that as warm sounding as possible, but it's very trebly across the board for everything. Even the vocals are a little trebly, if I'm being honest. This is kind of rough to listen to, if I'm being honest. It's kind of piercing across the board for everybody. So anyway, let's get back into this, shall we? Very bright.
Sana tilanima zanara nachiza ukano tao liwanao kanyala sisan wajada.
So 146, 145. Good. The vocal harmony is coming in here. Now I know the drums were digital. That cut off on the cymbal. It ran its course. It ran its programmed course, so it's going to cut off. Forget about resonance. No, that doesn't happen with drums, with electronic drums. Absolutely not. Yeah, now I know for a fact the drums were electronic. Okay. All right, let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Ambondrona with a tune called, and I hope I don't butcher this, either parts of this, either the band name or the name of the song. The song entitled Tsy Adala Aho. This was a request from Camille Andrea. Okay, I got a score here. It makes perfect sense to me. It's going to require a little explanation, but not a lot. So let's get to that score, shall we? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 5.7. Yep, 5.7. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 5.7. What does that mean? Trust me when I say this, folks. It's not as bad as you might think, okay? A 5.7 would translate to an okay scale rating because overall, I think it's an okay song. It would also get 3 out of 5 stars and a C+ letter grade. Yeah, C+. So there you go, a 5.7 okay scale rating, 3 out of 5 stars, and a C+ letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. I'm going to break this down into 3 parts. The instrumentation / the songwriting, chordal progressions, the vocal work, and the mix, okay? So let's start off with the songwriting. The songwriting, meaning like the chordal progressions, the melodic lines, the instrumentation, everything across the board sounded okay. Okay, I got no issue with anything that was done. Nothing sounded bad. Nothing sounded displeasing to the ear. Everything made sense. Everything flowed well, okay? I do like the utilization of the minor, the natural minor. We were in G major for the most of the song. When we would go to the chorus, we would go down to that E minor, the natural minor of the G major. I think that was smart. I think that was really, really, really smart to do that. Kind of change things up a little bit so we're not stuck on that G major, that sickeningly sweet G major through the entire song. It was nice having that switch up. It definitely was a breath of fresh air. I got no problem with the songwriting. I think the songwriting was just fine. Okay, nothing impressive, not even remotely impressive, but good job across the board. Vocally, I think again, just like the songwriting, I think the vocal delivery was fine. In the chorus, when we added on the harmonies, that was nice. It added a little bit of depth to the song, which was again a nice switch up. Other than that, it was pretty much the same vocal delivery across the entire song. Again, nothing impressive, nothing that made me go, oh my goodness, that was incredible, but it was solid. Okay, I have no complaints about the vocal delivery whatsoever. The engineering, oh boy, here's where my complaints come into play. Okay, number one, if you're gonna utilize a drum machine, that's fine, but can we at least try to mix and engineer the drum machine to make it sound sort of like a real drum set? I mean, that was blatant. I mean, now maybe that's what they were trying to go for. Maybe they were trying to make the drums intentionally sound like a drum machine. It's very possible. Why you would want to do that, I don't know. I can't think of a single reason why. I've heard other groups and other bands utilize drum machines that sound way more like real drums than this did. They made no effort to make that drum machine sound like a real drum set. I mean, that's fine, but you're really pulling back the curtain and showing either you don't have a drummer or your drummer didn't show up. You know, one of the two, but in any case, that was very clearly a drum machine. On top of that, everything, I mean everything, was so up on the high end. Everything was so bright. Everything was so trebly. As a result, everything sounded thinner. The bass sounded thin. The drums sounded very thin. Even the acoustic guitar sounded thin. I mean, everything sounded thin across the board. All you had to do was add some mids, add a little bit of low end, and the whole song would have warmed up significantly and would have sounded much more natural. I do believe the guitars and the bass were real. I believe they were real. I could be wrong. They might have been Pro Tool, but it sounded real. I just don't know why the mix was so high end and so turned up on the treble. The vocals were the only thing that sounded slightly warmer. I don't know if that was done by design, like that was intentionally done. Like they wanted the only warm thing on the recording to be the vocals. It's possible. Again, I question why.
Why?
Why would you do that? I honestly have no explanation.
Beats the hell out of me.
No, but overall, I think the song is solid. I think the songwriting is solid. I think the execution of the song was solid. But the engineering, ooh, boy, that needs to be reworked. Seriously reworked. So this is how I'm coming up with that 5.7. I feel good about that score. It's the score I feel this song deserves, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 5.7, which is an okay scale rating. I think it's an okay song. 3 out of 5 stars and a C+ letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.